Next heat of pilots is going to be up. That's going to be Z-Stone, Halo Walker, Nightwing, and Leadfingers. Here we go. They're off and away. Looks like right now we only have a feed from Z-Stone, unfortunately. So we're going to have to try to keep an eye on him as he battles out. Looks like Halo Walker and Nightwing. Nice thing about this format is that we've got um, the different LED colors of each of the quads, but right now it's not too much of an issue that we only have one feed because right now Z-Stone's going to be your leader going on to lap number 2. Don't have laps from him yet, but awesome flight from him so far. He's going to be chased down by, looks like Halo Walker in second, Nightwing in third. Actually, scratch that. It's going to be Leadfingers in second place right now, chasing down Z-Stone as he goes on to lap number 3. 4 laps to go total. 2 complete. He's on his third. Nice smooth flying from him so far. Apologies about that FPV feed. We're going to try to get that back up for you, but may have to come in next heat as Z-Stone goes on to his 4th and final lap. Going to be trying to keep it together here, make sure it's nice and clean. He was one of our highest top qualifiers, so I think that he definitely can take this first win in semifinal number 1. Nice double gate for him there, making sure that he gets on through there with no issue. And that's going to be the win for Z-Stone as he moves on. He's going to be going into finals. The rest of the pilots here, Halo Walker, Nightwing, and Leadfingers, are going to have to be battling it out in a second heat of semifinals to determine who's our second advancee. Alright, this next heat is going to be Halo Walker, Nightwing, and Leadfingers. Z-Stone having already advanced in the previous heat. Halo Walker actually flying a quad loaned to him from SFPV. And they're off and away. Looks like Halo Walker having a little bit of trouble with that quad. Also, Leadfingers going around the wrong flag at the start corrects himself, but that's going to put him back into the third position as Halo Walker and Nightwing tear ahead. Looks like, oh man, the view from Leadfingers here as he watches Halo Walker and Nightwing go ahead. He makes the pass on Halo Walker as they go into the double, and Leadfingers goes down. That's going to let Halo Walker make the pass. Going on to lap number 2 here. Nightwing in first place had a great launch and a great first lap. That's going to put him well out ahead of Halo Walker as we can see the pink LEDs of Nightwing up ahead in that double gate as Halo Walker skimming the ground there going through the double gate. Still trying to get used to that quad. You can kind of see it in his flying here. I'm not even sure if it has his own rates. He's trying to figure it out as fast as he can. He only has 1 race to do it and 2 laps left. As he goes through our switchback, looking into the double, you see Nightwing still even further ahead still than he was before. Nightwing just absolutely dominating here, running a nice clean race, had all his gear in shape, had all of his piloting abilities at the ready as they go through the switchback one last time. And it looks like that's going to be it. Halo skimming the ground again, not gaining any ground on Nightwing as Nightwing goes on. And that's going to be the win for Nightwing, advancing to the top 4. Halo Walker not able to get used to that quad and not able to catch up to Nightwing. Leadfingers neither. He's going to be knocked out and done as well. Great flying there from Nightwing as he is going to be our advancee from semifinal number 1. Alright, this is going to be heat number 1 of round A. It's going to be Fairy, Amari, Fastmax, and Imperious. Pilots are ready. Here we go. And they're off like a shot. Here we go. We see Amari in the lead here, just barely leading Imperious, Fairy, and Fastmax. Fastmax trailing just behind, battling it out a little bit with Imperious as he tries to chase down Amari. Amari all the way through our double gate here. Going on to lap number 2. Meanwhile, just behind him, we're going to have a little bit of a battle between Imperious and Fairy now trying to make the push there. Fastmax in 4th. Amari, though, not to be disturbed by the rest of the pack as he goes on to the double gate. Nice and clean through there. Imperious is going to be the second one through. Amari now onto his 3rd lap, completing his 2nd in really good time, a 17.46 from him there, as he's keeping it nice and clean, hanging on to that number 1 spot. Remember, pilots, first place is all that matters here. First place will be moving on. The rest of them will have to be battling it out a second time to figure out who's going to be advancing to the finals. But right now, that's going to be Amari in first place. Imperius still in second place. Ferry third. Fastmax in fourth now, trying to catch up to Ferry. Meanwhile, Amari back through that double gate, looking nice and clean. Eases up here just a little bit, make sure he finishes that run, and it's going to be a clean win for Amari. We're going to do a spec check after this, though. Second place is going to go to Imperius. Ferry in third. Fastmax getting fourth in that round. He's going to have another chance here, though. All three of those pilots are going to have a second chance. But we're going to run a spec check and make sure that all of our drones are within spec. We had some questions there about Amari's drone. He was looking a little bit fast. Fastest lap of a 17.2, which we haven't seen all day during points rounds. So we got some suspicions being aroused here. But for now, your unofficial winner is going to be Amari. We're going to go ahead and give a huge shout out to our sponsors. That's going to be Newbie Drone at newbiedrone.com. They've got all sorts of parts, everything you could possibly want, from Cine drones to big stuff like what we're racing here. So go ahead and check them out. Also going to be sending out a huge thank you to Diatone. They've got a really awesome ESC and flight controller stack that we've got a couple pilots here with on their quads today. So huge shout out to them. Also iFlight, where dreams can fly, at iflight-rc.com. You can check out all of their really awesome ready-to-fly quads. They've got some really high-quality pre-builts, and definitely recommend those. And of course, powering our spec right now is going to be HQ prop. Every pilot here got at least 6 sets of HQ props, so basically no pilot here had to bring props thanks to HQ prop for sponsoring this event. Alright, so this just in, it sounds like Amari was not spec in that last heat, so the win is going to go to Imperius. He will be advancing to the top 4. This next heat is going to consist of Ferry, Amari with a second chance, and Fastmax as well. They're going to be duking it out here to see who is our last pilot from this semifinal to advance to the top 4. They're all gridded up, they're ready to go. And they're off and away. It looks like we've got Ferry, Amari, and Fastmax not showing up on the feed there, but we've got a battle between, looks like Ferry and Fastmax. Fastmax falling back just a little bit now into the number 3 position, while Amari dukes it out and makes the pass on Ferry. Ferry in that yellow quad you saw just a moment ago. Amari in the bright white, you can see him just ahead of Ferry in his feed as he goes on to lap number 2. He's sitting in second place right now. Amari keeping it nice and clean, getting used to that slightly slower throttle cap as he looks to be within spec now based on just the times alone, but we're going to check him after this. And Amari completing his second lap, on to lap number 3 now. Ferry in tow, Fastmax just behind him. Fastmax catching up a little bit to Ferry as Ferry makes a tiny bit of a bobble there. Amari, meanwhile, keeping it nice and clean as he comes through the double. Nice little chicane here for him. Nice and clean straightaway, and that's going to be on to lap number 4, completing lap number 3 cleanly. Ferry still in chase, though. Is he going to be able to catch him? He's got one lap to do. He's got to make something happen, so he's going to be pulling out all the stops here. Otherwise, it's game over for him as Amari goes into the double, onto the final straightaway, and it's going to be Amari taking the win, advancing to top 4. Ferry, that's going to be the end of his story there, as well as Fastmax. There was a valiant push made. Both pilots did as best they could, but the win there ultimately going to go to Amari. Congratulations, you're into the top 4. Alright, this is your top 4, ladies and gentlemen. Z-Stone, Imperius, Nightwing, and Amari. They're going to be duking it out here to find out who is the Street League champion. Now, in this portion of the race, the loser is going to get dropped, so it's just a race not to get last at this point. And they're off and away. Looks like Amari with the signature launch here. Yep, he's going to make it to the start gate first. He's going to be followed closely by Imperius, then Z-Stone. Nightwing playing chase cam here as they go onto the back straight. He can see all 3 of the other quads in his view. He knows he needs to push. And pushing he is, trying to catch up to Z-Stone through the double gate. It's going to be Amari, though, in first place, going on to lap number 2. Imperius in second, Z-Stone in third. Nightwing still playing chase, trying to catch up. Remember, he is the transfer position right now. He needs to get an additional position on Z-Stone here in order to move on. And the mistake from Z-Stone, he's going to go down. That's going to let Nightwing get into third place. He's potentially going to survive here unless Z-Stone lays it all down on the track right now. He's pushing as hard as he can, going on to lap number 3. Meanwhile, Amari out in front. Imperius just in second. A little bit of a clip there from Imperius, but he stays clean. And it looks like Nightwing goes down, stuck in the gate. Z-Stone making the pass here. Nightwing pushing as hard as he can. Oh my gosh, the absolute battle here between Z-Stone and Nightwing. Going on to the very last lap of the race, it looks like Z-Stone's still in fourth place, but now he's got a whisper of a chance here chasing down Nightwing. But a mistake there from Z-Stone. He's going to go off track. Is he going to be able to catch back up to Nightwing? Nightwing into the switchback, going now on to... And a crash from Nightwing. He's going to go down. It looks like a low camera angle. Z-Stone caught back up. And the dive to the finish, who's going to be able to get it? Looks like Nightwing in the back, not quite able to get it. They both hit the ground, and it's going to go to Z-Stone, taking third place and surviving here in the top 4. All right, our next heat is going to be up. We've lost Nightwing at this point, so it's just going to be Z-Stone, Imperius, and Amari. Nightwing not losing out by much. Is Z-Stone going to be able to catch up to Imperius and Amari? He got third last time. Is he going to be able to get second this time? We've got our pilots gridded. And they're off and away. Looks like that signature fast launch from Amari, Imperius, and Chase, followed by Z-Stone. Z-Stone pushing as hard as he can, trying to make a pass here as Amari and Imperius duke it out in front of him. You can see those white LEDs of Amari in Imperius's view as they go through the double gate. Beautiful line there from both as they go on to lap number 2. Nice clean laps for both of them. Amari in the lead though. Z-Stone in third. Imperius playing the middleman here. Possibly trying to hedge his bets a little bit. Nice clean line through the double gate. Z-Stone onto that same straightaway as all of them as Amari moves on to his third lap now. Nice clean line through the switchback. Another clean line through the double here. A little bit of a whoopsie, but he makes it nice and clean there. One more lap to go. It's going to be Imperius in second. Just a little bit of ducks in a row here as Z-Stone not able to gain anything. Also not losing anything on Imperius. That's the real chase that's happening here. Z-Stone pushing as hard as he can. This is going to be it. If he makes a move, it's going to have to be here. Oh, and just half a second or so behind Imperius. He made the push there at the end, but ultimately not able to do it. Imperius is going to be continuing on, leaving Z-Stone behind, finishing out his event in third place. And we come now to the climax of our event. It's going to be Amari versus Imperius 1v1 to decide the entire event. We've lost Nightwing. We just lost Z-Stone. And now we're going to find out who our champion is. Alright, while we wait for our pilots to grid up, let's go ahead and talk about our sponsors. First one's going to be HQ Prop. They've got the high quality prop over at hqprop.com. They were so kind as to provide every single pilot at this event with 6 sets of props, which, with how tough they are, may be the only props they need at the event. So thank you to HQ Prop. Also, Newbie Drone, they've got parts for drones both big and small. They've got Cinelifter parts, they've got larger ESCs, they've got all sorts of different things over at newbiedrone.com, so go check them out. One of the big innovators in our industry and supporting us here at Street League. Also, thank you to iFlight for sponsoring us. Go check out their website. They've got some awesome bind and flies, and honestly, that's just one of my favorite products of theirs is all of their bind and fly drones. Great for beginners who are just trying to get into this. So go check them out. Also, Diatone. Shout out to Diatone for sponsoring this event. They've got some awesome FC ESC stacks that some of our pilots are using here today. So thank you to them for being a sponsor of this event. But we've got pilots. It's going to be Imperius versus Amari to decide it all here as they spool up their motors and launch. It looks like Amari with that fast signature launch that we've seen from him all event. Imperius now, check out his FPV feed as he chases down that white light that is Amari. And a nice line there from Imperius. Lets him catch up to Amari a little bit, but Amari takes it right back as they go on through the double. A little bit slower of a double gate there from Imperius as he falls back just a little bit from Amari as they go onto the front straight and onto their second lap. Imperius now losing a little bit of ground to Amari. He's further behind than he was on lap 1. Is he going to be able to reel him back in? Amari's a tough pilot to reel in. A little bit of a wide line there from Amari as they go through the double, maybe playing it just a tiny bit safe as Imperius plays chase here on lap number 3. This race is going to be over before it even started if Imperius can't find a way to gain some time on Amari as they go through the switchback onto the double. A nice wide double there from Amari, but maintains momentum, not allowing Imperius to catch up. They go back onto the front straight. No real difference there on that lap. They seem to have had similar lap times. As Imperius chases him down, that's going to be not quite enough time. I don't think he's going to be able to catch him back up. Oh, he tries. He goes for a nice tight double gate, but it's not going to be enough. It's going to be Amari taking the win here in Las Vegas. Imperius chasing close behind in second. Congratulations to your Street League winner in the Las Vegas race number 1. Some celebration from our pilots there, enjoying their beautiful LEDs on this warm Las Vegas night. A night that's going to belong to Amari, our winner. What a race. What a battle. Neither one of them gave an inch, but ultimately Amari coming out on top. Congratulations, Amari.